Hey, bows and bow ties. So, look, I want to talk about another place that I visited when I went to Iceland. So, today, what we're going to talk about is my visit to the Perlan Museum. All right. So, let me just say this. One of the things we did was when we went to Iceland, we had a day of no major sightseeing. So, we stayed in downtown Reykjavik and wanted to have a taste of what the local area was like, right? So one of the things we did was we ate locally. I walked around, did some shopping, etc. But I still wanted to, I say in earmarks, accomplish something. So one of the things that we did was we went to the Perlan Museum. We didn't want to have to like run and gun it the entire time. During our time in Reykjavik, we had about 3 or 4 days. And what we did was we said, you know what, how do we maximize this experience? So when you get there, it was really kinda cool, right? Now I just wanna say full disclosure. The day that we chose to visit the Perla Museum, I don't know, it was, like, overcast. It was like, "Da, da, da, da." It was overcast, but it was still kind of pretty in its weird kind of Icelandic way. For those of you who've seen some of my previous videos on Iceland, I told you Iceland has ADD. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It's like, "I wanna be sunny. I wanna be windy. I wanna rain. I wanna drizzle. I wanna nothing." I'm like, "So you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. Okay, so come prepared." Anyway, so we chose to well, mostly me, chose to go to the Perla Museum because, well, there's so much you can like really accomplish actually there. So I have 5 main reasons why you want to go there. The first thing was you get an opportunity to really just get an appreciation for like their whole what was that? I don't know what that was. You get an appreciation for like so many natural wonders. And I think the main thing that I really, really enjoyed so much, I mean, like you're going to learn a lot, right? But the main thing that I enjoyed was getting the opportunity to go to the ice cave. Not going down there. Okay. Escape. Exit. All right, that's it. When I was in that ice cave, let me just say, I was like, I was like, it's getting tight in here. It's getting tight in here. Now, granted, this was for a museum, so it was more like a model of one. But it was kind of cool. I got a chance to walk around. It was cold as I don't know what. So you get into this ice cave, and you're like going around stuff and they're like talking and showing you things, but it was actually really cool. The significance of that for me was I knew that we had limited cycles there. Like I said, we had about 3 or 4 days, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get out on like Ring Road or anything like that and check out everything. But like I said, within that, you're going to see like all of these naturally things. Like they do a pretty good job of giving you an idea, a taste of the land of fire and ice. I enjoyed the ice cave portion, even though I don't like closed spaces. I was like, I was like, "Ugh, okay, let's hurry this along." But I think they do a good job of spacing too, so that people aren't all up on each other.
Hey, you like it so much?
Okay. Definitely cold in here in this ice cave. I don't know what's going on down there. Oh, that's actually a frozen thing right there. Cool. This is not too bad. Well, it was beautiful for in a weird kind of way. Um, yeah. I even got a chance to sit on this little ice cave, like this little chair thing. So I was like, kind of chilly. But like I said, it allows you to get a chance to, I wouldn't say sightsee, but to get an appreciation for the types of things that are there should you want to return or if you want to go visit some of these places. So it's like a little, it's like a sampler. I will say this when you're there inside the museum, they have so many interactive displays. And on this thing here, when I point, look at this. It does all kinds of stuff. Look at that. Very interactive museum here. Anyway, let me move on to the next point. So they had this 360-degree observation deck. Honestly, you get a really good opportunity to just look out over like Reykjavik. You can see mountains off in the distance or whatever the landscape looks like. The day that I went, it was da, 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 it was overcast, but it was still really quite lovely in its Icelandic kind of way. I don't know why this stood out to me. When I went up to the observation deck and I was looking out and about, you want to know what I noticed? It was so stupid. I kept looking down for some reason and I was looking at someone's shoes. I took pictures of someone's shoes. I don't know why these shoes stood out to me. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Uh, and I think the reason why was because they just seemed so out of place. And that was the first time I had seen somebody wearing these shoes that look like I don't know what they look like. I digress. Nevertheless, you get up on the observation deck, you can see all the way out through like Reykjavik. You can look out over Reykjavik, you can see like the landscape, you can see all of the residential area. It was just really pretty. It was just really interesting. I really enjoyed it. This is the thing. Because you're so high up, and it could have just been the day that I was there, it was windy. I'm on the observation deck here at the Perlan Museum, and just getting the idea of what it looks like out here. It's kind of overcast. I might need to put my jacket back on. I mean, I felt like it was. I mean, like it was like windy. I don't know. It was like a Wizard of Oz moment. Another reason why I need to go there was honestly, I felt like it was very informative. They have so many interactive displays and anything that has like an area for kids. Honestly, I feel like that's where I learned the most. They had like it was just like so clean, so simple. Everything was written in English and in native Icelandic. Yeah. And I don't know if it was just like because it's very like minimalist, but it was like a very clean display. Like it was very modern. It was just nice. But I love how they really take the time to educate you on the volcanoes and the glaciers, like the backdrop of everything, the caves, the northern lights. They educate you on like the bio stuff, like your what kind of animals were there, kind of bugs, whatever, like the whole thing. So it was really, really cool. I love how they catered to the kids and to the adults, which was really nice. These interactive displays are pretty cool. And because of the way that it's built anyway, everything just seems so like in certain areas very panoramic. So I really enjoyed and what was cool about the Perlan Museum, I don't feel like they overloaded you all the time. Like they spaced it out. It wasn't like just information overload, although there's plenty of information. They had pamphlets there that were written in English as well, too. The fourth reason why you need to go, let me just say this. I did not get a chance to see the Northern Lights because that would require me to take a different set of excursions, right? And remember, like I told you earlier, we were there on limited time. So I went into the display area. It was like this planetarium experience, and they tell you everything about all the astrological, is that the word I want to use? The phenomena. So they explain how you get the northern lights. We're in this like planetarium like area, and it's like a full dome type thing. You're like looking up and it feels like you're looking up into the sky. It was really, really pretty. They did a little short, like, I don't remember how long it was, but it was like a little presentation and they explain how the phenomena come about. It was really, really cool. My only thing about being in a planetarium, because everything was almost like a projection in 3D, even though it seemed really real, I didn't get vertigo, but I was just kind of like, okay. And it gave me an opportunity to kind of like get that experience of seeing the northern lights because I couldn't get to that part during my Icelandic visit. I recommend you do it. The Perla Museum has like it really is a great neat stop for anyone who wants to see a whole lot, but they can't hit every possible tourist stop. It depends on how much time you have there. This is my last thing. All right. So when you go to the Perla Museum, they have like the cafes or restaurants and stuff like that. I really enjoyed eating at the Perla Museum, right? Because where we ate, like it was like you're in this dome and it's like open it's open. So it's like you're kind of like eating outside, but not really because you're enclosed and you can look out over like Reykjavik. Why do I keep saying Reykjavik? Reykjavik. Now, I can't remember if the ice cream display was on this floor. I think it might have been on a different floor. I tried this lava ice cream, I think is what it was. It was black ice cream. I had never seen black ice cream. If I remember correctly, I think it was like a licorice flavor. I don't know, but it just looked smooth and creamy and stuff like that. So I was willing to try it. It wasn't my cup of tea, but they had other flavors that were really good. You should try it. But I remember when we were eating at the cafe, we walked up to the bar and, they were so friendly. I thought I was in Canada for a second. Shout out to my coffee and my Canadian mug, by the way. And no, I'm not Canadian. I remember the people at the bar were so friendly and cheerful. And I was like, is this an act? Because normally they're very friendly and polite, but they're not warm people. But the bar people were maybe they were just having a good day. The guy at the bar, he was like, "So what do you want to try?" I'm like, "I don't know. I want to try something Icelandic." I don't even remember what he gave me. I think he tried to roofie me. He gave me a shot of something. I was like, and so he's getting his hee-haws at my expense. He was like, "How is it?" I'm like, "I think you tried to kill me." But he was really, really cool about it. He gave me a shot of flock or something. I don't know. All I know was it was death. He was like, "Yeah, it's our local stuff." I don't know how true it is. I'm sure it was, but they were really cool. They gave me a shot of something to try. I had a pizza. Honestly, I just really enjoyed my time. I can't remember if it was a revolving restaurant. I thought it may have been, but maybe it wasn't. But I will say, when you go to the Perlan Museum, eat at the cafe. It's a great way to end your time there at the Perlan Museum. We did not spend hours upon hours there at the museum because I really think my husband and I may have had some ADD, but it was a great way to just break up the trip, not do too much, like putting too much on our bodies because it's supposed to be a vacation too. We were supposed to spend time together. We looked at some displays, learned some things, experienced the planetarium, did the ice cave, tried the ice cream, and it was just a nice way to just kind of like spend our day in Reykjavik without having to prepare for a long day of sightseeing. I just want to, by the way, give a shout out to one of the shirts I got in Iceland. I'm going to let the internet pronounce this for you.
Eyjafjallajökull. Eyjafjallajökull. Eyjafjallajökull.
So, Eyjafjallajökull. Shout out to.
Eyjafjallajökull.
And I believe that is one of the volcanoes. See, when you go to the Perlan Museum, they'll tell you all about these volcanoes. All right, so look, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to give you a little taste of something you can do in Reykjavik without having to go all around Iceland if you need to take a little break. It's a great way to learn about the country, the landscape, geological phenomena. Geological is more on the ground, isn't it? You got the astrological phenomena. It's just a great way to just experience a little bit of Iceland without having to do too much. Thanks for joining Bow Travels. See you on the next video.